Okay, let me ask you something. Have you ever had money come in, a big win, a great month, and instead of celebrating, you immediately start wondering when it's going to dry up? Or maybe your relationship is going really well and you catch yourself waiting for the other shoe to drop. Or your business is growing, things are clicking, and part of you is scanning for the collapse. If that's you, if you feel like you can't fully land in the good because you're always bracing for the bad, this video is for you. Because today I'm going to walk you through a pattern breakthrough that I just did on myself. And I'll show you exactly how patterns form, why they steal your joy, and how to break it so you can finally stop bracing and start living. Let's do this. So here's what I noticed about myself. For my whole adult life, I've had this pattern of bracing for loss. Whenever something good is happening, money floods in, I celebrate, but part of me is already preparing for the slim pickings. Business growth, I feel the win, but I'm also scanning for what's going to go wrong. The relationship deepens, I'm present, and I'm waiting for her to die. No, I know that sounds so serious. No, that's another pattern where I'm always knowing someone or something is going to die. And that's from also growing up on a ranch. But we're not talking about that right now. So, what I didn't realize is that I've been doing this for years. I just thought I was being realistic. Like, don't get too excited, don't jinx it, stay prepared, stay vigilant. But what I finally saw is this wasn't realism, this was a pattern, and it was costing me something huge. Because here's the thing, when you're bracing for the bad while experiencing the good, you're not actually feeling the good. You're living with one foot in joy and one foot in fear. And that split, that gap, it exhausts you. It repels abundance. It keeps you from ever fully receiving what's here. So the question is, why do you do this? Why do we do this? Where does this pattern come from? And that's what I want to show you today, because once you see where it started, you can and will finally break it. Now, I'm going to take you back to when I was 6 years old. My grandmother, my dad's mom, lived right next to us on a ranch. It was a 2,000-acre ranch. She was my favorite person. And she made me feel so special. She would make me cream. So she's a very hardworking woman. My dad and grandpa, would grow hay and wheat and all the things, and they would have farm hands that would come and help. So she would make this big middle of the day, we called it dinner. Most of you would call it lunch. But she would make this huge dinner that would be mashed potatoes, gravy, a big roast, um, pie, and pie. She'd always make rolls. I mean, she worked her butt off. And she would always pause, take me in the house, make me a piece of bread, whole wheat bread with cream from the cow that we had milked. And the cream rises to the top, and she would put it over the bread and then she would cover it in sugar. It sounds simple, but to me, that little 6 year old, it was pure love. It felt like safety. She was the one person in my life that made me feel like I was really special and that I mattered. And then she got sick, stomach cancer, and she died. Now, here's the part I didn't remember until I did this pattern breakthrough today at her funeral, as I was sitting up on the stand with the other grandkids because we were going to sing a song. And there was this family story. Everyone was always so worried that when they woke me up to sing, I'd start crying. Because apparently, once I started crying as a kid, I would never stop, according to the family lore. So the whole family was on the edge. Is Jack going to lose it? Is he going to break down in front of everyone? And you know what I did? I stood up, I sang the song, and I didn't cry. Not one tear. I performed because that's what everyone needed from me. What no one did. No one picked me up. No one carried me out of that room. No one took me somewhere private and said, "Hey, buddy, I know you're heartbroken. I know she was your favorite person. It's okay to cry. No one let me grieve. So, 6-year-old me, confused, alone, having just lost one person who felt safe, made a decision. He looked at his world and said, bad is all there really is. Good things don't last. If I just accept that, I'm okay with the bad. If I'm okay with the bad, then I'll be safe. And that vow, that decision has been running my nervous system for 51 years. Every single time something good shows up, that 6-year-old whispers, don't get too attached. It's going to end. Brace yourself so it doesn't destroy you later. And that's what I've been doing. I've been bracing myself my whole life. Not because I'm broken, not because I don't trust good things, but because a 6-year-old made a survival decision and I've been living by it ever since. So here's what the vow has cost me. I never fully felt the good. Money came in, couldn't celebrate because I was already preparing for it to dry up. Business grew, couldn't savor the win because I was scanning for collapse. Love deepens, I couldn't rest in it because I was waiting for loss. I couldn't see my own success because the vow said don't trust it, it won't last. I couldn't fully rest because the brace kept me in constant low-grade panic. And here's the worst part. I thought I was protecting myself. I thought bracing made me safer, but all it did was keep me frantic. If you relate to this, if you recognize this pattern in yourself, I want you to understand something. The bracing doesn't make the loss easier to bear. It just steals your ability to enjoy what is actually here. And that's what we're going to break today. So today I sat down, I was sitting out on my patio furniture, beautiful day, and did a full pattern breakthrough on myself. And I want to walk you through what happened because this is how you break a pattern like this. The first thing I had to do was name the pattern. I brace for the bad things when things are getting good. And then what I did is identified the impact. Well, how does it impact me? I can't fully enjoy success, money, love, wins, and I live in constant frantic energy. Then I asked myself, what is this pattern trying to protect me from? The answer was it's trying to make the loss easier to bear. Except here's the truth. It never fucking worked. Not once. The bracing didn't make me safer. It just kept me from feeling the good. And then the next step is I go back to the origin. I close my eyes. I ask myself, when's the first time I felt this way? And immediately I was back at my grandmother's funeral. 6 years old, sitting on that stand, everyone worried I'd cry, me performing strength I didn't actually have. And here's what I did that changed everything. I went back and gave that 6-year-old kid what he actually needed. I imagined adult me, 57-year-old Jack, or the man who has survived everything, walked into that funeral and I picked him up. I lifted him off of that stand, carried him outside, took him to the ranch, out to the riverbank where it was quiet, and I held him. And I let him cry. And I let him feel all of it, the sadness, the confusion, the unbearable loss of losing his favorite person. And I told him, I know you loved her. I know she was everything to you. I know this hurts more than words can say. And you don't have to sing right now. You don't have to be okay. You don't have to stop crying. I've got you. I'm here. And I'm not going anywhere. And then I told him the truth that breaks the vow. Losing her was real. It's tragic. It wasn't fair. But it doesn't mean that bad is all there is. Good things are real. You get to have them. You get to feel joy without bracing for it to end. And something cracked open. Something cracked open. For the first time in over 5 decades, I could feel the good without the undertow of fear. The brace released, the pattern broke, and an entire world of joy opened up. So here's what I would like for you to take from this. If you have a pattern like mine, if you find yourself bracing for loss, if you can't fully receive the good, it's not because you're broken. It's because a younger part of you made a survival decision based on what they experienced. And that decision, it's still running your nervous system. So here's what you do. One, you name that pattern. What do you keep doing or not doing that's causing you friction? For me, I braced for the good when things got, I braced for the bad when things got good. Two, you identify the cost. What is the pattern stealing from you? For me, it was stealing joy and rest and the ability to celebrate wins. Three, you go back to the origin. Close your eyes, ask, when is the first time you felt this way? Let the memory come. Don't force it. Trust your body to tell you. Four, give that younger part what they actually needed, not what they got, what they needed. For me, it was to be seen, to be held, to be allowed to grieve, to cry. And then five, speak the updated truth. What does that younger part need to hear from the adult you? For me, it was the good things are real. Joy is yours. There's no more bracing. You're done. And then this is key. You anchor it with practice. For me, I'm doing two things. Every morning in the shower, arms out wide, and I say, I receive, I receive, I receive. And I feel the good pouring into me. And every night before I go to sleep, I name three wonderful things that I received that day. Simple, daily, body based. That's how you rewire a 51-year-old pattern. Here's what I want you to know. You don't have to live bracing for loss anymore. You don't have to split yourself between joy and fear. You can break the pattern. You can start today. If this resonated with you, drop a comment. Tell me, what pattern are you ready to break? And if you do want to go deeper, you want to learn and be taken through the full pattern breakthrough method so you can do this for yourself or for others, let's talk. We teach this work. We certify people in it, and it changes lives. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing this work. And remember, the good is real. You get to have it. You don't have to brace anymore. Break the pattern. Your life is on the other side.